Hey, welcome back. As I promised, I'm gonna be making video about breaking drill bits and mill bits and all sorts of bits. That's my setup. I figured out that would be the easiest way for me to do the test. I'm gonna put the drill bit or mill bit here, tighten the vise, put the shackle around like this and move it to a point it breaks. And you're gonna see the result on scale. So let's begin. 3mm thick. Looks like this. Not entirely sure if you can see it. And I'm gonna put it in a vise and see. Okay, it's in. And I'm gonna put the shackle at the end. And let's watch. 1 kilogram, 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, it's holding pretty good. 20, 21. New mill bit, 2 flute, 6mm shank and 4mm cutting area, and the length it's I think 10mm. Now put it in a vise, just like I would put it into milling. Maybe I'll just rotate it slightly. Okay, it's in, and reverse. Okay, and let's try 2, 3. I should use some goggles, I guess. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, pretty strong. 30, wow. Jesus, that's pretty strong. 7 kilograms? That's something strange happening here. It should break a long time ago. My previous setup with the shackle wasn't working. I was running out of a range, and so I decided to change to smaller shackles. Wow! Impressive! I don't know where to hide. Well, that wasn't much. That went pretty quick. I kind of doubt it, but who knows. Shit. Okay, 3 flute, it's weaker than 4 flute. Oh my heart. The next test, which I think will be much more interesting, I mean less spectacular, but slightly more interesting, it will be a deflection. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna put dial indicator, and I will be applying force and watching how much force do you need to deflect the mill, which I think might be handy. Okay, so here is my amazing contraption for measuring the deflection of the mill bits. So here I have an angle plate with the dial indicator and the vise attached to the plate, so it's not moving. So that's very rigid construction, and if you touch it, you see it's going up and down. And I'm gonna lifting this by the leverage here. I'm gonna be sliding it under and letting it down. And the weight on this thing, it's 20 kilograms. So I'm gonna show you from the other angle. So sliding plate and scale, and everything is hooked to the ceiling, just in case. Yeah, so that thing should be around 20 kilograms. Test number 1. I'm gonna start from 2 millimeters because anything lower, I think 20 kilograms would break, and that's 2 millimeters ball end mill. Go down. And that's 0 more or less. That's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. So, and it braked. Yeah, that was 1 millimeter. Wow, I didn't thought that 2 millimeters would break under 2 kilograms, 20 kilograms, but well, it did. Here we have 3 millimeters end mill going down. So it's 100, 200, 275 microns. Again. Very similar reading, 275. 3 millimeters single flute. Let's see. Let's fix it. And we go 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and it broke. Okay, that's too much. Bummer, I really like that bit. 4mm carbide ball end mill. And let's see. 100, 200, 220. Maybe it will be just 200. 1, 2. Yeah, we can say 200. Okay. 6mm shaft, 5mm end mill, 2 flute. Let's see. 100, 200, 285. That's correct. Yep, we can call it 285. 100, 200. Yeah. Okay, next one. 6mm 4 flute end mill. And let's see. 100. What? 190. Let's see, goes back to 0. 10. Let's see. 180, 0. Okay. 180, 0. Yep. 6mm 2 flute carbide end mill. Let's see. 100, 120. Let's see, it goes back to 0. Pretty much. Again. 120. Yeah. That one will be 8mm 3 flute carbide end mill. Okay. 100. 135. Okay, it went back to the different position. Let's see. Again. 120. 0. 125. Yep, 0. 13mm 2 flute carbide end mill. 130. And goes back to 2. Let's dial it again. Okay, more or less 0. Let's drop it. 100. 115. And it goes back to 0 again. 115. 0. Okay. Conclusion after the experiments. As destroying the end mills was a thrilling and dangerous endeavor, it wasn't very enlightening either. I know now how much force does it take to destroy 2 mm or 3 mm and so on end mills, but I don't think that knowledge is tremendously useful. But deflection seems to be very handy to know that three similar end mills, 6, 8, 13, will have exactly same deflection under the same amount of force, which in our experiment was 20 kilograms, and it was giving 100 microns, which is 1/10 of a millimeter. If we would raise it up to 100 kilograms, they would all deflect by 0.5 millimeter, which is too much for any tolerance. So that would be a really good answer to my previous video, how strong NEMA stepper motors you need to have. And 100 kilograms seems to be overkill a bit. Anyway, I guess it's good to have it, but you don't have to run it 100 Ks. And the interesting thing is that by if the proportions of the end mill is the same with the bigger one and the bigger one, the thickness of it doesn't mean much. Actually, not at all, because proportionally the flutes are getting longer and longer. So I guess the end mill manufacturers kind of figure it out, and all end mills kind of behave the same way. So I guess it's a handy knowledge, and I have to say I got a bit surprised by it, because I never thought the deflection would be same. I thought if I'm using like really thick end mill, you know, I can go much more aggressively and I will have no deflection. But I was wrong, and it's nice to prove yourself wrong. Not very often, I guess. Well, I hope you find this video interesting. Definitely I did find it very interesting. And what can I say? See you next time.